ladies, welcome back to Single Mom News and My Views with me, Kandy Dolor. I hope you're all doing good. It's Friday, yay! Okay, now let's get on with our first story, which comes from the Mirror Online, and it's an article that has been written by Elaine McCahill. It headlines, Mum vows to marry fiancé who cheated on her twice while she was pregnant. Shanita Hogan, 31, from Ipswich, Suffolk, gave her cheating fiancé Pete Jackson another chance after he cheated on her twice with his best friend Sonia. It continues, a woman has told of how her fiancé had sex with his best mate twice while she was pregnant, but she still plans to marry him. Shanita Hogan, 31, says she fell for the perfect Pete Jackson straight away when they got together in 2015, 2 years after they first met. But she was left reeling when she found naked pictures of his friend Sonia, which is not her real name, on her phone. Pete, 36, swore nothing was going on between him and his pal, but Shanita eventually discovered the truth. Shanita from Ipswich, Suffolk, says Sonia was always jealous of her relationship with Pete, but she couldn't figure out what the issue was. She was also really touchy-feely with Pete. I'd often catch her touching his arm or giving him a friendly hug, Shanita explained. I trusted Pete and put my nagging doubts behind me until 2 months later when I was using Pete's phone, I found naked pictures of Sonia. Shanita wanted to give their relationship another chance, so she told him he had to cut ties with Sonia. He promised to never speak to Sonia again, and Shanita says the next 3 years were perfect. Shanita fell pregnant in May 2017 and the couple were over the moon, but things didn't stay that way for long. They decided to move to the UK from the US so Shanita's mum could help with the baby. Shanita moved in June to start house hunting, but Pete stayed to finish his contract with work. And he probably stayed to finish things with Sonia too, didn't he? Pete said he missed her, but then in August, when Shanita was 5 months pregnant, she received a message from Sonia. Her message read, so I hear you're pregnant. I thought you should know that Pete's never stopped speaking to me and we've been sleeping together for nearly 2 years. Shanita didn't know whether to believe her or not, but Pete confessed the truth when she confronted him about it. He sobbed, I'm so sorry, Shanita. It only happened twice, I swear. In December 2017, Pete arrived in the UK before Shanita was due to give birth. Shanita says she was still furious and hurt, but her heart melted when she saw Pete cradle their baby boy. She decided to give him a third chance, and Pete is set to move to the UK permanently this month. I'm looking forward to the future now, but I don't think I'll ever forget the day I discovered he was cheating with his best mate, she said. Pete said, still to this day, I feel the guilt from it. It wasn't easy at all, but we fell in love with each other enough to know that we are much stronger than the person that is trying to tear us apart. I still, to this very day, apologise for hurting her. Every time I get that random video chat call at 4 a.m. and I see my son so excited to see me that he's kicking everywhere and yelling, Dad, Dad, lets me know that Shanita is a great mother and an awesome woman, and I'll be a damn fool to let her walk out of my life. Wow, Pete was a damn fool to cheat on Shanita, that's for sure. He's mentioned that he and Shanita were stronger than the person that was trying to tear him and Shanita apart, but that person was actually him. When it comes to Sonia, it's evident that she is a jealous woman, contacting Shanita, breaking her heart knowing that she's pregnant. Who knows if Pete joining Shanita in England is going to really make a difference. For all she knows, the distance and him having to rebuild his life in the UK and possibly straight away not having any friends might draw him to message Sonia again. And getting married is definitely not going to change anything. But I can understand where this lady's head must be at in this situation at this moment in time, especially when she's being begged for forgiveness by her man. But with the right support, she could actually build up her self-esteem and walk away from him. But I guess she wants to fight for her happy family, and I'm not one to hate, so I hope things work out for Shanita and Pete, but based on his past betrayal, I don't know. I mean, who else thinks that Pete will once again cheat? Do you think that Shanita should have taught him a harder lesson and not forgiven him so easily, or be so ready to get married to him so quickly? Leave a comment and let me know what you think. Okay, moving on to a story that I'd really like to hear your views on now. This article is written by Sarah Levitt from CBC News, and it's about a mother of five. It titles Single Mother of Five Struggles with Squirrel Infestation in Peer Fund's Apartment. But manager of Cloverdale Village Housing Co-op says tenant owes rent and the squirrel problem is a lie. Isan Seif woke up in the middle of the night in early November to the screams of her 18-month-old daughter. After rushing into her room, she saw a squirrel inside the crib and bloody scratch marks all over her daughter's leg. Seif says Peer Fund's apartment has been a nightmare since the beginning of the month. I brought my kids to daycare, and when I came home with the baby, there were about 20, definitely more than 10 squirrels in the living room, she said. I was shocked. Seif lives at the Cloverdale Village Cooperative near the eastern ponds of Peer Funds. The co-op has more than 50 buildings. Many of its residents rely on provincial housing subsidies to pay rent. She is a recent immigrant from Djibouti with no job, and as a single mother of 5 kids under 7, she struggles to make ends meet. Seif says she immediately alerted the co-op's manager after finding the squirrel in the crib, but now she's taken to sleeping with all of her kids in one room. I don't sleep at night. I'm watching the kids because the squirrels have already scratched my baby, she says. The rodents also chewed through the power cords of her refrigerator and stove, forcing Seif to store some of the food on her balcony. When she pulled the fridge away from the wall, she discovered 2 dead squirrels. On top of that, cockroaches are also a problem. Seif, who cannot read or write, turned to her social worker from the Peer Fund CLSC for help and is moving in temporarily with a neighbour. Cloverdale director Helene Kalonga says the office received a call from Seif's social worker on November the 7th highlighting the squirrel problem. She says she immediately called an exterminator to deal with the issue. Cages were then installed inside the apartment to catch the rodents. Since that time, absolutely 0 squirrels have been caught. Seif says she got her neighbour to get rid of the squirrels caught in cages, not knowing the co-op wanted her to tell them. Kalonga says she believes Seif is either lying about the squirrel situation or letting them inside the apartment herself. I've been living in Cloverdale since 2001, and it's the first time I've ever heard that there were 3 or 4 squirrels, the co-op director said. Due to a mix-up concerning her housing subsidy, Seif owes the co-op more than $3,000. In a judgment, Quebec's rental board acknowledged the confusion but ordered Seif to pay the amount in monthly repayments of $200, recognising her limited financial means. She started to have more than 20,000 bugs inside her apartment as a pretext to have us cancel the rental board's agreements, Kalonga said. Seif denies that claim and accused Kalonga of failing to do her job. I'm very, very disappointed, Seif says. The borough has done a follow-up with the co-op, and according to Peer Fund's Director of Communications, Joanne Palladini, the borough told the co-op to hire exterminators. No squirrels or cockroaches were found, and the exterminator will make an inspection every 2 weeks and report any changes to the city, she says. Otherwise, this is a private matter between a landlord and a tenant in which we cannot interfere. We are told that they went to the regie, which sided with the co-op in this case. However, the squirrels were not raised during the hearing over the rental payments. Seif says she's preparing to file a separate rental board complaint about the squirrels. Okay, my view on this is that this story is clearly a lie. A squirrel did not leave that scratch mark on her daughter's leg, and she's trying to get away with her rent arrears by making up this big story about squirrels and bugs. And, even saying that she's preparing to file a separate case, that's a lie too. If a squirrel really scratched her baby, you'd certainly bring that up at a court hearing, and you'd definitely have taken your child to hospital and have, papers to prove that incident happened on that day. So this woman needs to come again with her lies and her stories, and next time, if she tells the truth, she might find that she gets supported. Okay, I'm going to finish off the single mom news with a positive story about a celebrity who I just love, Taraji P. Henson. And this article is from InStyle magazine, written by Sarah Cristobal, and it headlines, "Once a single mom with a dream, Taraji P. Henson is now a Hollywood headliner." Want to know what it feels like for a woman to be a commanding presence in a man's world? Just ask Taraji P. Henson, who might be the greatest motivational speaker we ladies have at the moment. I feel like a boss bitch, she said, flashing her meta-what grin. I'm grabbing my nuts like, yeah. While attending Howard University, Henson became pregnant with her son Marcel. After graduation, the single mom and her baby boy moved to Los Angeles with $700 borrowed from family and friends so she could pursue her dreams. Between casting calls, there were stints as a substitute teacher for kids with special needs. Eventually, she landed an agent, and guest spots on network television shows soon followed. But it was her roles in films such as Baby Boy and Hustle and Flow that really made Hollywood take notice. Now that she's got the mic, Henson is putting it to good use, choosing impactful projects like This Spring's The Best of Enemies about civil rights activist Ann Atwater and her unlikely friendship with C.P. Ellis, portrayed by Sam Rockwell, a former member of the Ku Klux Klan. You know, traumatic stuff happened to me and my son, Taraji says. Marcel's father was murdered in 2003. You just can't pray it away. I don't care how strong you are, it gets to you. And if you don't deal with it, it manifests itself in ways you don't even know. Wow. Single mothers, we can all learn something from this beautiful, amazingly strong and talented woman, Taraji P. Henson, and that is to never fear and to never give up on your dreams, regardless of your circumstances. Keep going, even if you only have $700 in your pockets. That's it from me. Have a nice weekend and thanks for watching.